Everybody's going to ghost dance. 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 My heart to your heart, my soul to your soul. This world can get dark, love is all around you. My heart, your heart, my soul to your soul. This world can get dark, love is all around you. Love is all around. 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 I'm talking about. Love is all around. Talking about love, yeah. Yes, I'm talking about love, yeah. Talking about sweet love, yeah. I'm talking about love, yeah. Talking about love, all around, 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 yeah. This world can get dark, love is all around you. My heart to your heart, my soul to your soul. This world can get dark, love is all around. Love, yeah, I'm talking about love. I'm talking about love. It's all around, 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 all around. Yeah, everybody's gonna be about that. Yeah, about it, baby. Love is all around, love is all around you.
Thank you.
Hey!
Thank you, guys.
So glad everybody's here. Look, you're filling the place up. This is wonderful.
It's amazing to be here with you guys.
We're Smoking Mojo. Troy Youngblood, Dan Miller. I'm Al Crichton.
Down here where the river meet with the sea, way down here in the sticky heat of New Orleans. Love come out of nowhere, baby, just like a hurricane. Know it feel like rain. It feel like rain, baby. I said, you know it feel. Yeah, it feel like rain. All in time. Underneath the stars right next to you, I'm wondering who you are, baby, and how do you do? Dark cloud rolling across the moon, and the wind howls out your name. Rain, it feels like rain, baby. I said, you know it feels, it feels like rain. All in time. On the saxophone. right. Down here, where the river meet with the sea, way down here in the sticky heat in New Orleans. We're never gonna make that bridge tonight across Lake Pontchartrain, and it feels like rain. Feels like rain, baby. I said it feels like rain, baby. Buddy guy coming and said, hey, baby. He said, you know, this man, Mr. Dan Miller, right next to me, he's a very kind and loving soul. He's going to tell you a really nice story now. That's what Buddy Guy says.
That's a beautiful introduction. Thank you, buddy.
Said a drip drop, drip drop. Let it rain, let God's water feed me, water of life. Mentally rinsing me, physically drenching me, most firmly. Proud of your arrival, but I need you for survival. When you fall in my community, run outside to properly greet you. Let it rain, take my pain, I'm glad to meet you. Fill my eyes with a colorful rainbow. Every drop that hits me fills me with an unmeasurable amount of security, knowing my God acknowledges me, as if each drop of rain is aimed toward me. Lord, thanks for life. Lord, thanks for life. It's raining revolution. It's raining solution. Let it rain. Yeah. Oh Lord, you gotta let it rain. Rain, baby. Lord, 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 Lord. I should feel, yeah, I should feel like rain. Yeah, it feels, baby. Lord, it feels like rain. Yeah, I should feel. It feels like rain, baby. It feels like rain. It feels like rain, yeah. It feels like rain, yeah. It feels like rain. It feels like rain, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you, guys. You all look fantastic out there. I'm really excited to have you all with me here tonight.
Man,
with
this
us.
is packed. I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
We We are connected. We are connected. We are connected. We are connected. I don't care about what you believe. I don't care about your religion, no. Ain't about what you hold yourself up at. Oh, ain't about what you believe. It ain't what makes you good or bad person. We come far to turn back now. We gone through hell and back. We're about to turn back now. We got to work together. We gon' make this world better. We got to work together. We gon' make this world better, yeah. Better, better, better. Better, better, better. Better, 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 yeah. Better, 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 better. Better, better, better. Better, 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 better. Better, 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 better. This better. Better, 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 better. This better.
Make this world
Better. Better, 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 better. We got to work together. We gonna make this world
we gonna make
better, 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 better. We got to work together. We gonna make this world
make this world
better, 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 better. Yeah, better. Better. Na 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 na. You better
Thank you.
It's beautiful, man.
Gonna make this world better, right?
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. That's a
That's
couple of
what
these have
everybody
been.
is here for, make this world better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Troy Youngblood original over here. And as is this.
took a walk on down Louis Armstrong Park. Well, I met Charlie Blue Blood in Nashville. You know he had just gotten out of Thank y'all. We're Smoking Mojo.
Smoking Mojo.
Mr. Alec Crichton. That guy over there. Dan Miller. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Mr. Troy Youngblood over there.
Thank y'all very
stylish
much.
fella. All right.
Have a fabulous evening. Woo. Make it better.
All right. Just that.
Well, you got in the station down in Mexico, and sometimes it'll kinda come in, and I'll bust a move and remember how it was back then. And there goes the last DJ who plays what he wants to play and says what he wants to say. Hey, hey, hey. And there goes your freedom of choice. There goes the last human voice. And there goes the last DJ.
Are uncovering it. Owns electricity. All that, 224.
I grew up 2 hours north of Birmingham. Me and my daddy used to fit.
Don't you know they're talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. Don't you know they're talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds. Poor people gonna rise up, get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Don't you know you better run, 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 run. Oh, I said you better run, 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 run. 'Cause finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Yes, finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Oh no, talking about a revolution. Oh, while they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds like a whisper. And finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Yes, finally the tables are starting to
I shoot slugs for my brain just like Cobain, and everybody wonder what a word to say. 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 I'm really everything I talk about. Really, really. I am back in this beat, and you don't gotta like it, but get on my. The world going mad over one drug. I'm filling up a bag at the gun club in the shadow of a nation that it once was. All this false information, I'ma unplug. Young blood, it is not love. Up in Trump thugs. .gov, the man in a high castle in a hot tub. We locked in upon casket, it's boxed up like plastic surgery. Classic perjury, the way to complete the 5th to the 13th and stop to search me. Controversy, them boys in the Klansman hoods is thirsty, but hey, I'm really everything I talk about. Really, really. I am back in this beat, and you don't gotta like it, but get on my.
Young blood, it takes another look and feel. Slap that fearmonger at that wheel. Olive branches in the arrow steel. Turning the facts mean a lie and still. Gotta go to ban a whole refugee population for the land they stole. In the name government, rich white men, while the rest be suffering. Run for the lockdown borders, in like Flint ain't got clean water. Dirty politics never come clean. Can y'all believe this? 2017.
I'm really everything I talk about. Really, really. I am back in this beat, and you don't gotta like it, but get on my. George Bush don't care about black people. 2017 and Donald Trump is the sequel, so I say what Kanye won't. Wake the up and get the people what they want. Made us all love, but the youth is confused. Your music is 2020, but then political views is blurred. I ain't trying to leave your name slurred, cause honestly I idolize you on everything my word. But I gotta say what need be said, cause I ain't with the hat with the colors that's white and red. I know some people wish I act white instead. They say I use my pigment as a man.
Hello, good evening.
To teach the people that they
Thank you so much for being here. My name is Courtney Sale, and I have the great honor and privilege to serve as the executive director here at the 1932 Criterion Theater. Thank you. Just by show of hands, if this is your first time at the Criterion, could you raise your hand? Okay, we got a few. Thank you. We're so glad you're here. And thank you so much for the folks returning to us. I would be remiss, a quick little history. Our theater was brought back to life last year. Yes. Brought back to life by the generous folks at the Harper House Music Foundation, and together we have put an amazing season together this summer. We hope that you'll come back, experience incredible live performance. We have everything from David Sedaris to Patty Griffin to Rhiannon Giddens. It's going to be an amazing summer. Yes. Our mission at the theater is to bring the MDI community together through distinctive performances and also to contribute to the creative economy of Maine. So thank you for being a part of that. Thank you for being civically engaged tonight. We're really proud to host all kinds of events all year and events like these. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the night.
Please welcome to the stage, Aaron Oberson.
Good evening, Bar Harbor. I'd like to take a moment and thank Congressman Ro Khanna for inviting us all here to support these three incredible candidates: Graham Platner, Troy Jackson, Matt Dunlap. My name is Erin Oberson, and I've been a nurse for 25 years, and I'm the co-president of the Maine State Nurses Association and a member of National Nurses United, the largest union of registered nurses in the country. As union nurses, we are doing everything in our power to fight to take back our democracy from the billionaire class, which is why we stand alongside Graham Platner, Troy Jackson, and Matt Dunlap. We need these candidates to win because we need public officials that actually represent the needs of working people and not the rich. For nurses, our main priority is public health and safety. The Trump administration claims we will be safe if we give billions of dollars to bomb innocent people across the world. Graham Platner knows personally that endless wars threaten all of our lives. And nurses know that every human has the right to live without fear of being bombed. That is a threat to health and safety. When the U.S. military sends our soldiers overseas, our VA nurses have to put them back together with less and less resources. This administration continues to cut VA staffing. They stripped VA nurses of their collective bargaining rights, and our veterans' care suffers. That is a threat to public health and safety. Bombing schools and hospitals in Gaza will not make us safer, but it will enrich the weapons manufacturers. We can and we must stop the endless stream of funds for violence and instead invest in care here at home and around the world. No more wounded veterans, no more endless wars. That's right. That's right. NNU is also proud to endorse the future governor of Maine, Troy Jackson. He believes in patients over profits, just like every nurse and healthcare worker here today. Troy Jackson knows working people deserve better here in Maine. He's on our side, fighting against the growing influence of private equity in the healthcare industry. That is what health and safety looks like. Troy stood by our nurses and fought for our right to unionize and the need to pass legislation to finally establish safe nurse-to-patient ratios in all Maine hospitals. That is what health and safety looks like. He is a man of his word, and he will continue to fight for the working people of Maine once he becomes the governor of our state. And do you know who else the nurses endorsed? Maine's next Congressman, Matt Dunlap. He's the candidate in this race with a real plan to transform healthcare in Maine and guarantee coverage for every Mainer through Medicare for All. He has the courage to fight for us in Congress. Nurses are sick and tired of politicians bargaining against us. With Matt, nurses can trust that he won't make compromises. He will not settle for less than what we need and deserve. He's fighting to fund our rural hospitals so they can keep their doors open and keep care close to home. He's fighting to protect reproductive freedom for the women of this state. He too is fighting for safe staffing ratios because he understands what every nurse already knows. When there aren't enough nurses at the bedside, we all pay the price. Matt's opponent, Joe Baldacci, actually voted against safe staffing. He chose the side of big healthcare companies over us. Nurses can count on Matt to stand his ground and stick with us. He isn't a politician chasing a title. He's a fighter. He also took on Donald Trump in court and won. He's in this race for one reason, and that's to deliver for the people of Maine's 2nd District. The nurses of Maine deserve representation in Congress, in the Senate, and in the Blaine House that are going to fight for us and deliver for the patients that we love and deliver for our citizens and for us. Graham, Troy, and Matt are those people. I thank the candidates for their commitment to nurses and to the working class. The fight against the oligarchy and fascism continues with you and with nurses by your side. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage, Matt Dunlap.
the town halls and house parties, there's no better way to finish up the last week before the primary than in my hometown of Bar Harbor. We have to stand up and meet this moment, all of us. Long time ago, right after the election, I was asked to speak to a group like this about what's going to happen with the second Trump administration. What will happen to us? The Project 2025 document was a blueprint for dismantling our democracy, and people were scared. I was asked to come and speak to a group, and I wasn't sure what I was going to say to them until I met them. And then it came to me, clear as crystal. This is what we do. We get committed, we show up, and we stay in the fight. The world is run by people who show up like you. That's how we're going to get this done. Since that evening, I made the decision to run for public office, to run for Congress. And the reason why was because I was hearing from people who felt like they'd been left behind. They felt like they weren't being heard. I heard so many people say, when did the Democratic Party stop fighting for working people? And I said, what we need to do, more than anything, is maybe talk a little less and listen a lot more. And I'll tell you what I've heard across the district. What I've heard are stories of grace and courage and hope. When I made it public that I was going to run, people said, I finally have hope that someone is going to listen to us and take our message down to the halls of Washington where it belongs so that we can have a better life. When did our American dream get taken from us? And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It started a long time ago, bit by bit, bill by bill, initiative by initiative, the playing field has slowly been tilted against us. Since 1980, the top nominal tax rate has been cut 50%, from 78% to 39%. The minimum wage hasn't been raised since, 2009? And who's done these things? Congress has done these things, and they're besieged by an army of paid lobbyists who are fighting for the corporate and billionaire interests and not for the American people, the working families of this state, this district, this nation. And we need to change that. Over the last 30 years, I've been honored and privileged. Now, I'm from Bar Harbor. I moved to Old Town very, very temporarily. 36 years ago. It's a wonderful community, and they honored me by electing me to the Maine House of Representatives 4 times. I served as Secretary of State for 14 years. What Aaron said was true. Somebody in Washington said, oh, he's a nice guy. He won't cause us any trouble. Let's put him on the Election Integrity Commission. He'll be filler. We need a couple of Democrats on there. Well, they didn't like what I had to say. And when I pressed the point, the phone stopped ringing. And somebody said, you know, this happened before. You ought to look into it. We wound up filing litigation against the Trump administration and the commission I was serving on. And on our anniversary, we were waiting for the check. The message came that the judge had ruled in our favor. They granted the preliminary injunction, and 10 days later, Trump dissolved the commission because it was all a lie from the very beginning, designed to steal your elections from you. And I wasn't going to stand by for that. So we fought and we won. Now, over that time I've spent in state government, the best thing in the world that I've been able to do is help people. Help understand that minor policy changes affect the way we earn our livings, the way we build our communities, and that impact of people is something we have to pay a great deal of attention to, again, by listening to them, hearing what they have to say, and being their champion. So I think back on that whole fabric of time, what this country has been through over the last now 250 years. Americans have always stood up to meet the moment. In the Revolution, in the Civil War, James Parker from Soamesville, killed in the assault on Petersburg in June of 1864, stood up and fought for his country, as did so many other boys from Bar Harbor, then the town of Eden, boys from Old Town, across the state. 72,000 men stood up to save our union. And they did it for us. They sacrificed their tomorrows so we could have today, and we owe them the effort to do the same again for our future children. We don't get to choose this time that we live in, but we can't sit by and wait for someone else to do it for us. No one is coming to rescue us. We need to stand up ourselves, and that's what we're doing tonight. President Kennedy gave us a charge. Look to the sky. And within 10 years, we had gone to the moon and back. We were able to conquer these enormous challenges when we pull together, when we work together, when we stand together, we look out for our neighbors. And that's what is so special about Maine, is how we take care of each other and how we look out for each other. That's what I want to bring to Washington. So let me just leave with this. These are the things that I've heard from you. I've heard that we don't have access to health care, even if you can get insurance. If you're in northern Maine, you're 3 hours away from a clinic. We need to fix that. We need to fix the affordability crisis. Childcare is no longer a problem of young working families. I have neighbors in Old Town raising their grandchildren who have to go back to work. They could use a little help. We hear about people not being able to afford their homes, mortgages turned upside down. And one of the things that Congress did, they repealed the Glass-Steagall Act, which prevented banks from gambling with your deposits. And when it failed and the housing bubble burst, who did Congress bail out? The banks. They didn't bail out the working families on the hook for all that money. So our charge going forward is to stand up and fight for working families and bring them back to the center of the things that we care about. Our legacy is our future. Our future is ours to take. We cannot continue to let history happen to us. We must follow the examples of those heroic Americans who sacrificed for us. And as Dr. Jonas Salk said, our first obligation is to be good ancestors. I need your vote on Tuesday to be your vote in Washington, because your voice matters. Your dreams matter. And your future matters. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage the next governor of the state of Maine, Troy Jackson.
Well, hey, good evening, brothers and sisters. How we doing tonight? Getting this party going? How about that Matt Dunlap guy? And you know, right here in Bar Harbor, Aaron Overson and me filed a complaint for trying to stand up for your birthing center right here in Bar Harbor. So how about Aaron Overson? Hey, look, it's a huge honor for me to be here in Bar Harbor tonight and share the stage with some great people, incredible people, and great friends. You know, my name is Troy Jackson. I'm a fifth-generation logger from Allagash, former Maine Senate president, and more importantly, a card-carrying union member. And I'm running for governor because the status quo does not work in this state, and it's time to change it. I've watched power and influence hold back the people, the communities I've cared about my entire life. You know, when I was young, my father used to take me with him to work in the woods from time to time, and I still remember when he took me to a strike at a place called the Highland in Allagash. You know, and at that time, I was just a kid. I think I was in the 7th grade. And I didn't understand things like wealth inequality, power dynamics, people that can hold you back with power and influence. I just saw 90 people, 90 men that were blowing off steam and waiting for the landowner to come. You know, back then, they weren't even asking for a raise. They were just asking to hold on to what little they were being paid at the time. But when the large landowner showed up, my first billionaire, a billionaire by the name of Jim Irvin,
He didn't try and calm the situation like most of the times you'd see. He just got out of the car and said, if you don't go back to work for what I'm paying you, I'm going to replace you all with Canadians. Yeah. And in my area, that's a big deal. You know, Canadians are great people. That's my ancestry. But because of the exchange rate, their national health care, and subsidized equipment, they've always been able to work for less in the industry. And we've always been pitted against each other because of that, which is, you know, a tragedy. But for me as an 11-year-old, I'd never seen anything quite like that. You know, first those men, they got angry, they got desperate, mad, and when they realized that it was hopeless, they got real quiet. The landowner won, and that was it. And I could see in the face of my father the desperation that comes when you have your dignity taken away from you. And ever since that day, you know, my father told me that he didn't want me to go to work in the woods. He didn't want that life for me. But I was an idiot. And at first, you know, things were okay because it was the quickest way to get a paycheck. But when I started having kids with my partner, it became really challenging. And I had to chase jobs all around Maine, even here in Ellsworth, you know, a 6-hour drive from my home. I know this is not Ellsworth, but as far as Ellsworth. And then in 1988, everything really came to a head for me and the rest of us, because the exchange rate went up to 55 cents on the dollar. I think it's the highest it's ever been. And loggers couldn't find work in their own backyard as corporations broke the law to hire Canadians, even the state of Maine, who's the second largest landowner in Maine. So a group of us got together and we spent months trying to get the attention of politicians like Governor King, Olympia Snowe, and yes, Senator Susan Collins. But, like is often the plight with working class, they had no interest. So there was 100 of us that had this final meeting in Fort Kent, and this one guy that I knew, but I didn't really know well at the time, named Hilton Hafford, stood up and he said, look, he said, I'm done with this. I'm going to the border Monday morning and to stage a protest to try and draw attention to what's going on. How many of you are with me? Everyone got excited. Everyone said yes. But I remember thinking, no one is going to show up. You know, I've seen this play out before, and I had the words of my father in my head, and I'm just not going to go. So days later, around 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, the phone rang. It was Hilton. He said, Troy, he said, we're going to go to the border tomorrow morning. Are you with us? And as we talked on the phone, I remember thinking, clear as it is today, you know, Troy, you're 29 years old, you're separated from your wife and kids, living with your mother, you're working yourself to the bone, and still you can't make ends meet. Honestly, you know, something has to change. And somewhere in that conversation, it just clicked for me. So I said, yeah, Hilton, you know, I'll go. And when I got off the phone, my mother asked me what was going on. You know, she didn't want me to go. And she told me that they would make an example of me, which I had seen with other times that people had gotten out of line, that I was going to struggle to find work after, and that maybe I'd get arrested. And maybe I might get hurt. And I knew, like always, that your mother's right. My mother's right. But I told her the truth. I said, you know, Mom, I said, if I don't go, I won't be able to live myself. I'll be embarrassed forever that I wasn't willing to stand up with the rest of them. So the next morning, we get up at 2 a.m., drove 65 miles in the woods to the Quebec border, a place called St. Paulville, one of the biggest border crossings for U.S. wood. And you remember how I said that there was 100 people who volunteered? Well, when we showed up, there was only 15 of us that came. And I thought, well, this is exactly what I thought. And I remember thinking, this is pretty damn depressing. But I figured 15 was better than 1. So we parked our pickups across the road and blocked the border. And, at the time, our thought was, we're not letting any workers in, and we're not going to let any wood out, because we still had mills in the state and still had opportunity. And around 9 a.m., we got word from the customs that all of a sudden, magically, King and Collins wanted to meet with us in Augusta. And we said no. If you want it. If you want to talk, you can meet us here at the border. But obviously they refused. So by the end of the week, we had blocked 3 borders with only 15 guys. And we finally met with the politicians that weekend, and they told us that we needed a cooling off period. We needed a cooling off period. And we told them, why don't you just enforce the damn law? And when we returned to the border on Monday morning, the landowners had us arrested. I was marched out of the woods, and the billionaire landowners thought they'd won. But I was just getting started. Growing up, I always thought, because the people that taught me, kind of drilled this into my head, that government would work for the people that play by the rules. That's what I always understood to be the point. But government only works for people who have power and influence, the people that can write the biggest checks. And that's what I saw there, was we were on the right side of this issue, but it didn't matter because people that had that power and influence had control of the government. So I ran for office to try and change that. And wouldn't you know it, I won. And I learned fast that same power that I felt in the woods was alive and well in Augusta. Lobbyists could walk into any office and kill a bill that we had built a coalition, that I had built a coalition for, and that working people needed. So I kept fighting. I ran for the Senate, I built a majority, and as Senate President, we made school meals free, we invested in... We invested in child care, housing, and health care, and enacted the most progressive abortion law in the country. And we, something that I'm super proud of, especially right now during this week. And we passed paid family medical leave finally. But whenever the bills threatened the status quo, they were vetoed. Collective bargaining, banning the spray of Roundup from helicopters, capping prescription drug costs. Look, I hold the record, something that I'm really not proud of, but I hold the record with over 100 bills vetoed in this state. The most in the history of the state of Maine. Power and influence always think that they can stop progress because they've done it forever. That is their motto. That is what they're going to do. That's their game plan. And they think that they can hold us down. But they can't, because I'm running for governor because we're going to pass those goddamn bills. And even better, when we pass them, we're going to enforce them, which is something that's not happening across this state and across this country. We're going to have a government that works for us and not just for them anymore. Because all those people with power and influence, they are going to be fine. They're always fine. They always will be fine. And I'm not worried about them. They're going to be okay. I am fighting for us because my only special interest is you. You know, and here's another big thing about this, and I think Matt touched on it too, and it's hard to really put it into words, but I'm running for governor because we've been robbed of so many things in this world by people who control it. You know, there's no greater robbery than that of our time. It's something that we can never, ever get back, and it's, you know, so finite, so fleeting. The time that we have with our parents, our children, our loved ones is very limited. And they want to control our lives to where we don't have that time to spend with them. That time to fulfill our dreams, to live up to our goals, and bring about the change that we know as Mainers that we deserve. But it's slipping away from us. It's slipping away from all of us. Look at where we are in the state and in this country, how much things cost, how challenging it is for people to get by, how people have to work 2-3 jobs and still can't make it. That little time that we have is being stolen by an oligarchy who see our lives, who see all of us as nothing more than a commodity, something to monetize. And I'm sick of it. I mean, I am sick to death at where we're going in the state. I say that we can't afford to wait any longer, that our time is now. Right now. With the people that's fighting for us right now, that's on this stage, going to be on this stage, it's now. We have to stand up. We have to fight back. We have to do what we can to take our lives back from those bunch of scumbags. So tonight, I'm asking for your support on Tuesday. I'm asking you, which is an honor. It's an honor to place your faith and your trust in a fifth-generation logger from Allagash, Maine, who spent his entire life trying to build a state worthy of the people who call it home. I can't express, what this is for me, how I've got everything into it, how we've got everything into it. Because this isn't a campaign. I mean, I've campaigned before for state senate and stuff. This isn't a campaign. This is a movement to try and change the way things are going in this country. And together, we're going to win that Blaine House, and we're going to take back the U.S. Senate and the Congress with Graham Platner and Matt Dunlap. So here we are, right here in Bar Harbor, right here in Maine. We're going to remind the Democratic Party that it is the party of the working class, and you better damn well stand up and fight for us, because we matter. Together, we're going to stand up and take on Donald Trump and all his sycophants in D.C. We're going to fight back against that corruption, that power, that greed that is always there and never sleeps. We will take back our time, and we will take back our lives. I say this all the time, and I really mean it. You know, solidarity is not just a word. It's a style of life. It's something that you believe in your heart. Look, we're not from the left. We're not from the right. We're from the bottom. And finally, we're rising. We're rising finally, and we're going to win. And we're going to take this state back, and we're going to take our lives back. Thank you, everyone. I want your vote. I appreciate it. Now's the time. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Friends, please welcome to the stage the next senator from the great state of Maine, Graham Platner.
Thank you, Bar Harbor. God, it's always good being in Hancock County. So I had to hug my mom. That was what the last time I was on the stage was when Steve Earle played here back in the fall. And if you don't listen to Steve Earle songs, you should. You'll understand where I got my politics. First, it's such an honor to share this stage with Congressman Ro Khanna, with Troy Jackson, Matt Dunlap. Ro is one of the most powerful and clear voices of morality and decency that we have right now in the United States Congress. His taking on of the Epstein class, his taking head on imperial foreign wars that do nothing for the working class of this country, it shows that he is someone who cares deeply about building a nation that actually represents the interests of all of us, and it's a true honor to share this stage with him. I don't really have to say it, but Troy Jackson has been fighting for working people his entire life. He has a long career in the state legislature and the state senate, fighting effectively for the working people of this state. That's why I ranked him number one. And then Matt Dunlap, whose experience, competence, and compassion working for the people of Maine in many different faculties is really incomparable. He has shown his dedication to the people of this district. He has shown this dedication to the people of this state, and we would be lucky to have him as a congressman. And last but not least, I always have to shout out Erin Oberson, the most fiery nurse in the state of Maine. Someday we're going to get her to run for something. So, until last summer, I truly thought that Harbor Master and Sullivan was going to be the extent of my political career. And then I made an absolutely ridiculous decision and decided to run for the United States Senate so we can take this seat back for working Mainers. And since the beginning, Maine, you had my back. When hurtful things I said on the internet a decade ago came out into the public, as I shared my personal journey through PTSD and darkness of recovery and accountability and growth, Maine had my back. Now, as every single piece of that past and journey gets dug up, litigated, and weaponized, you have my back. And when politically motivated, serious and false accusations are made against me, Maine, you have my back. The state of Maine raised me, and the state of Maine saved me. And to all of you out there, Maine, I will always have your back. And we're going to need to have each other's backs because we are in the fight of our lives. The hard work that Mainers have done for generations, the hard scrabble seasonal work that people have done decade after decade that we have been proud of, it's not enough anymore. When I was a kid, growing up in Sullivan, I remember guys who you could stern in the summer, plow in the winter, do some carpentry, do some wreaths, and that was enough. That was enough to live a small but decent life, enough to own your home, enough to send your kid to a decent school, enough to maybe even save a little bit for retirement. I knew clam diggers that put their kids through college. It's not enough anymore. You do that seasonal work, you're also taking on an extra shift at Home Depot or at Walmart. Or you're not fishing because instead of being able to go out and make a living on the sea, you've got to take some shoreside job just so you can get health insurance for your family. That clam digger, that guy's kid's now taking on a lifetime of debt just to go to school. And that changed in my lifetime. I am 41. It has, I mean, some days. But in the time in my life where that hard work ceased being enough, we have also watched the largest transfer of wealth from the working class to the ruling class in the history of this nation. In 1990, there were fewer than 80 billionaires in the United States. Today, there are over 900. I ask you, when you look around, do you see a state of Maine that is 10 times wealthier than 1990? No! Do we have 10 times the schools? No! 10 times the hospitals? No! Do our paychecks go 10 times as far? Do we have 10 times the free time? No. In fact, we have less. Fewer schools, fewer hospitals. Our paychecks run out earlier in the month. and we have less time because everybody's working harder. There is no coincidence that in the time that has happened, we have seen the existence of people like Elon Musk occur. The fact that Peter Thiel and Jeff Bezos exist is tied directly to the fact that I know someone in Sullivan who works 3 jobs and pays over 60% of her monthly income in rent alone. There is no metric of hard work that justifies the existence of billionaires when I know people who work 4 jobs who can barely hold it together. They work hard. People down here scraping it, that's hard work. Sitting on your wealth and using it to change the rules just so you can make more, that is not work. There is a story. But the crazy thing is it didn't have to be this way. The reality that we're living in right now is a choice. It's not organic. It isn't natural. We live in the outcome of policy. It is the choice of a system that is corrupt, and a system that we are running against, and a system that will fight back with everything it has. It is only together that we can make a different choice. We can build a government by working people for working people. And I know what that could look like because I've lived it. I am lucky enough to be a disabled combat veteran. I am lucky enough that in my 4 infantry tours, I was blown up enough times the VA tells me I deserve health care. That's an insane statement to make. But in this society, it is luck. Because if it wasn't for the foundation of VA health care, I would not have been able to move back to my hometown and figure out what kind of life I wanted to live. My health care gave me freedom. It gave me the freedom to take a risk, to start a business, and to sink my intellect and my physicality into mastering the skills necessary to make a living on the sea. I don't get to be an oyster farmer without my VA health care. And I often think, what does Eastern Maine look like when all of my hardworking, creative neighbors don't have to think about co-pays, don't have to think about deductibles, don't have to think about in-network or out-of-network, don't have to fight against an insurance company where even after years of diligently paying their premiums, when they need a procedure that their doctor says they need, the insurance company runs an AI program and says, no, it's not covered. Because it isn't just about the money, it's about the time. It's about the anxiety. It's about what this system that exploits us takes from us. Because it takes more than just our time, it takes more than just our labor, and it takes more than just our wealth. It takes us. It robs us of who we could be if we merely had the basis of support to live up to our full potential. And because of that, we are robbed as a society. We are robbed of businesses, we are robbed of art, we are robbed of music, and we are robbed of our community because we don't have time. We need to build a world in which everyone in this country has the time to live up to their full potential. Now, it's not going to be easy. against one of the most powerful political systems in the history of the world. It is a system of billionaires and special interests. It is a system of corrupted politicians like Susan Collins. Susan Collins, who for years has given us some charade that she's a moderate, that she stands up against her party, that she cares about her constituents more than she cares about those that donate money to her. We see through it. We see through the charade, and we see through it because of what she does. She voted to confirm Brett Kavanaugh, who before he was busy dismantling the Voting Rights Act and taking voting rights away from black Southerners, he was busy getting down to the work he went there for, which was dismantling a woman's right to choose. And she told us that that was settled law. She looked him in the eyes and he told her that he would never do such a thing. Well, either she lied to us or she's a fool. Either way, you shouldn't be a United States Senator from the state of Maine. She has refused to use her power as chair of appropriations to actually hold up any of the incredibly damaging legislation the Republican Party and the Trump administration keep trying to ram through. The biggest one was the beautiful bill. The one big beautiful bill in which she had the gall to vote against it on the floor, claiming that these cuts to Medicaid are going to be bad for rural hospitals in Maine. Yeah. And yet, in the weeks running up to it, did absolutely nothing with her power on appropriations as the chair to slow it down or to even have a public discussion. It is constant Susan Collins tactics to pretend that she's standing up for people, and then when it counts, she does it. In the fantastic words of Harry Reid, Susan Collins will always be there when you don't need her. And we have watched her. We have watched her for decades support these stupid, pointless foreign wars like the one she voted to send me off to fight in. Yeah. Susan Collins hasn't met a war she doesn't like. And it's no surprise, because she's married to a lobbyist who represents the defense industry. You don't see as many articles about that. We must defeat this politics of corruption masquerading as compromise. It will be hard, but I know that we can do it. I can do it because I have an incredible community that has wrapped my arms around me, because my mother, Leslie, hi, Mom, has loved me for 41 years, even when it hasn't been the most fun or the easiest. And I have my wife, Amy. Just so everyone knows, Amy is an introvert and she hated every second of that. I often say that if you believe in transformational politics, you have to believe in the ability for people to transform. And I would not believe it because I would not have lived it if it was not for my wife, Amy Jane. Okay. In Maine, we can do it, all of us together, because we have built the most powerful movement our state has ever seen. 15,000 active volunteers across the state of Maine. We are going to knock on 20,000 doors this weekend. And if you want to be part of it, if you want to help and join the movement, canvases will be going out of the YWCA tomorrow and Sunday at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. And I can tell you, the volunteer coordinators around here would love to see your shining faces. And I know that we can do it because here in Maine, the polarization, the divide in this country, it still hasn't destroyed us. You know, we live in communities across this state where even if you disagree with your neighbor, if a tree falls in your driveway in an ice storm, they're still going to show up with a chainsaw. For those of us that work on the water, you know that when you see somebody in distress, you don't ask yourself whether you like them or not. You go over with a tow rope and you help out. That's what we do in this state. And so I know that here in the state of Maine, we have the ability to understand that no one is coming to save us, that it is only in each other that we're going to build the power necessary to retake our politics and retake our government for the working people of this country. And I also know that our country can do it because we have done it before. As a good son of Maine, one of my heroes is Frances Perkins. She wasn't born in Maine, but her parents both were, and she did her best thinking on the Damariscotta River, so she's ours. Frances Perkins goes up 1933 into the FDR administration, first woman cabinet member in American history. Longest serving Secretary of Labor in American history. And she goes up into that place of power with a fundamental belief that the purpose of government is to provide good lives for all under its jurisdiction. She took that philosophy and she welded it to the political will and power that FDR had built, and they brought us Social Security. And it wasn't a block grant. It wasn't a tax credit. It wasn't some marginal amendment to existing legislation. They invented it out of whole cloth because they believed a society that could not take care of its elderly was no society at all. It was that political philosophy that built the programs that dragged this country out of the New Deal, or out of the Depression, and built the society that won the Second World War, defeating fascism on the international stage. It was those New Deal programs that built the society of the 50s and 60s that, for all of its many, many faults, had the lowest margin of wealth inequality ever in the history of this country. Highest rates of union participation. Highest marginal tax rates. I'm sure there's no connection. My entire life I've been told by establishment politicians that dreaming big is a fantasy. It's romantic. And there's no reason to do it because it will never happen. And the best thing we can do is keep electing the same establishment politicians over and over and over again because they know how this system works. That's right. It's not working. And we know that it's a lie because American history shows us that not only can we dream big, but in moments of crisis, we must dream big. This nation has faced several moments of mortal crisis for our democracy. 1770s, 1860s, 1930s and 40s, 1960s. In every one of these moments, the Americans that rose to the occasion to protect the project understood it was not enough to go back to what they had had. That to protect the freedom of the future, they needed a new definition of freedom. To protect the rights of their children, they must extend them new rights. We are in one of those moments of crisis now, and we are going to win. And when we have won, when we have beaten back fascism, when we've saved democracy, when we've saved freedom, this time it needs to be a different kind of freedom. Not merely a romantic freedom of individual rights, but a freedom that is real, that is material. The freedom to have time, to have energy, to not be defined by fear and anxiety. The freedom to take risks, start a business, make art, make music, fall in love, and raise a family. The freedom to live lives defined not by struggle and scraping by, but of dignity and fulfillment. Thank you all very much.
Please welcome to the stage, Congressman from California, Ro Khanna.
So, they're doing it down in that zone. Driving that funky soul. They're doing it by the beat. They're driving that funky soul. New York, get yourself together and drive your funky soul.
You've got a lot of people coming to Maine this week. I mean, I was on the plane coming to Bangor, filled with national journalists. I said, are they coming for the lobster or the weather? Nice weather out here. Look, it's been quite a week. But I want to say something a bit personal. None of us run for office alone. It's hard on families. And it's particularly hard on spouses who don't sign up for the national spotlight. And so I just want to begin on a human level, regardless of your politics, regardless of who you support, to recognize the grace and resilience that Amy has shown the country. I want to, of course, thank Criterion Theater for hosting us here. Aaron Oberson was fantastic with National Nurses. The one thing that you have common in all the four speakers is we all recognize and support that the greatest elected official currently serving is Senator Bernie Sanders. Troy Jackson was a huge supporter for him, and he has toiled, not in the limelight, fighting for working families, fighting for unions, fighting for progressive causes. He's dedicated his life to that, and I'm so proud to endorse him and support him for governor. And Matt Dunlap, I was just at his campaign rally, and he's got such decency, and he had 30 people at his office talking about how much he means to that community. He's got the right values, and he's going to make a phenomenal member of Congress. Now, I'm going to talk about Graham and why I'm here for Graham. But we need to be honest. Most of us have not led perfect lives. Yeah? Raise your hand if you have. I mean, there may be some. Graham himself has said he was in a dark place after his military service. He did 2 tours in Iraq. I never served, but raise your hand if you've served this country. Stand up if you've served this country. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. Graham went to Iraq, an immoral war, a war that I ran for Congress initially to oppose. He went twice. And he was an infantryman with a machine gun, seeing violence, killing, and death. Now, no one should make excuses for his past relationships, some of which were toxic and volatile, and no one on our side should attack the women who came forward. You know why? Because Democrats believe in respecting the equality and the dignity of women, and we always will. And we reject, unequivocally, misogyny. We reject it. But you know who else rejects it? Graham Platner. He understood that those years that he came back were not the best years of his life. He was ashamed of some of the things he said and did. And then he, unlike others, took accountability for it. And he's worked to be a better man, a better human being. But we need to have an honest conversation in this country. We broke thousands of young men by sending them into dumb wars and sending away their factory jobs. We did that as a country. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. It's the truth. It's the truth around here. And sometimes I think we're broken right now as a country. How many people feel that way? It's not to applaud. It's kind of sad. My parents came here for the American dream, and I grew up, born in Philadelphia in 1976, thinking anything was possible in this country. And as we're approaching 250 years, we feel broken. So many feel unseen, unheard, undervalued. We can barely talk to each other. Sometimes it feels like we're having different conversations, even about the situation that we see with Graham and Amy Platner. No ability to have dialogue. Let me just say something. There is no way we will restore what Lincoln called our bonds of affection with fellow citizens if we come at each other with harsh judgment and ridicule. For this country to heal, we need to find some way of having grace. We need to find some way of having redemption. We need to find some way of saying that if someone felt hurt by Graham in a past relationship, we can listen to them and we can listen to Graham and we can have conversations as mature Americans, as fellow citizens. If Graham Platner and all of you find a way to build that redemption through this campaign, through this transformation, maybe you would show a way for this country to start to redeem itself, because we sure need that as we approach this 250th anniversary.
We all say Democrats should fight harder. But what does it mean to fight harder? You know, to me it means you show up when an ally who challenges power is under attack. It means you have the back of working class candidates who are challenging an unfair political and economic system, even when it's not the easiest thing to do. You know, they told me, my Democratic strategist friends, well, why are you going up there this week? Let things die down. Let things play out. Be strategic. Play it cool. How has that worked out? 2 Trump terms and 30 years of Susan Collins. How has that worked out? I'm tired of a Democratic Party that fails to show up for candidates who are willing to challenge concentrated wealth, concentrated power, and a broken status quo. That's why I went to South Carolina to rally with Democrats fighting to defend black majority congressional districts. That's why I've jumped into primaries on behalf of progressives taking on AIPAC. And that's why I've led the fight with Thomas Massie to release the Epstein files and demand accountability for sexual abuse. It would be easy to stay away, to stay on the right side of the powerful. But that's not the politics I believe in. That's not the politics Thomas Massie believed in when he gave up his seat with $30 million coming. That's not the politics Matt Dunlap or Troy Jackson or Graham Platner believe in. Well, look, I don't want to get Graham in trouble, but I've called for Schumer to step aside. I mean, I just... You know, I think that people have been too cautious in this country to stand on the right side of the networks. That was what Epstein was about, this Epstein class. They were so afraid to be kicked out of this network of powerful people. But I'm more interested in a power that's rising, a people power, a movement of all of you, ordinary Americans, ready to transform this nation and this country. That's why I showed up for Graham. But you know what's far more important? Is that all of you showed up for Graham. That's what matters. And when it comes down to it, we showed up for Graham because he has showed up for us. When it comes to opposing the war in Iran that has cost service members their lives and raised food and gas prices here at home, Graham Platner showed up. When it comes to standing up to private health insurance companies and standing firmly for Medicare for all, Graham Platner showed up. When it comes to taxing the billionaires in my home district and taking on the donors, Graham Platner showed up. Let me tell you something, they tried to spend money against me because I said that there should be a billionaire tax. Now, they don't believe me in my district. I said we should have a 5% billionaire tax to pay for health care. How many people here support a 5% billionaire tax? Anyway, so they gave this guy $1 million to run against me. He got 6% of the vote. I got 60%. But here's what I don't understand. If the guy who represents the area with all the billionaires can say tax the billionaires, how is this a hard vote for anyone else in the United States Congress? How is this a hard vote? And when it comes to calling out the genocide in Gaza, Graham Platner showed up. I believe character matters in politics. I believe it matters that we're kind to each other, that we respect each other, that we acknowledge our past mistakes, that we treat each other fairly and decently. But the character that really matters right now is the character to be willing to stand up to the powers that be, to stand up and tell the truth about the billionaire class, about the Epstein class, about AIPAC, about foreign wars, about wealth inequality. That's the character that we need. I often say courage is the new charisma in America. We need courage. We need people who are willing to risk their own careers, their own safety of their lives to take on these structures of power. You know, Graham and Amy have the courage to see this campaign through. I know this. I've talked to them. Graham talked to me about, after his dark place, how he found himself. And you know what? It wasn't going and starting a company or on a ChatGPT box or therapy even, though he tried it. You know what did it for him? He was in Washington. You know what did it to him? He came back home to Maine, and he found a community of the people he grew up with, and he created and bought an oyster farm. And he talked to me about how he was on the ocean for years, thinking and listening. And that's where his politics come from. A sense that we need community in this country, that we need to give people jobs in this country, that we need to give people dignity in this country for them to heal, for us to heal as a nation and move forward. Now, I want to be very, very clear. Let's not have any confusion about the stakes in this election. They say, oh, Platner and Maine don't understand the stakes. I think you understand the stakes after 30 years of Susan Collins. I mean, Graham just said the stakes. I mean, she put Kavanaugh on the court to roll back women's rights, to roll back black political rights, and the fastest rollback we've seen since Rutherford Hayes ended Reconstruction. She voted to send men and women like Graham Platner to war, and she failed to stand up to Donald Trump even 20 years later to stop the war in Iran. That's what's at stake. We understand what's at stake. But let me be very clear, and this for my journalist friends who've flown in. The Democratic Party, from Schumer to Sanders, is united with a single goal. We will defeat Susan Collins in November. There is no division. There is no division. When you take on powerful people, you bring on powerful attacks. Politics isn't for the faint of heart. But America has a remarkable capacity for self-correction. As an Indian American of Hindu faith, born in Philadelphia in 1976, my wife says I had nothing to do with it, but it's a convenient fact for a politician.
You know, I still remember I used to go play Little League, and they used to say, Ro, watch the bunt, because I couldn't hit. But my coach said, he plays. He may bat ninth, but he plays. And the local papers would publish my op-eds. One of them said, read this 14-year-old's lips, George. It was about the first Gulf War. I thought the President of the United States was going to read my op-ed. Now, right in the New York Times, they still don't read my op-eds. But I got to tell you, I grew up with a belief in this country, a belief that anything in this country was possible, that this was a place where you could come and it didn't matter what your background was, what your faith was, what your parents did, that we would be the multiracial democracy that would be the moral force of the world, righting the wrongs of colonialism and wars of the past and moving this world forward in a more just direction. I believe that with all my heart, and I still do. See, I understand. I understand that after the Civil War, where so many gave their lives, we had the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. After Hoover crashed the economy, it was the women, Rosie the Riveter, who industrialized America, and the men who scaled the cliffs of Normandy to get us freedom. And after the ugly racism of seeing John Lewis beaten on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, this country passed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act and the Immigration Reform Act. I believe if we create an economy that gives every person the chance that I had, a decent education, a community that cares, health care, child care, I had to take out too many loans to make that public college or trade schools free. If we just do that, if we create economic hope for every person, if we change the structure of this massive wealth inequality, then we can be that first truly multiracial democracy that is a model to the world. I believe that. I believe after Trump, we have the chance to build something truly special. Our generation, you and I, we, all of us, to build an America that is worthy of our ideals. That's what these elections are about. It's not just about Maine. If you help elect Matt and Troy and Graham, when they win on bold, progressive platforms, when they win on platforms of transformation and redemption, when they win on a hope for what America can be, it will transform not just Maine, not just the governorship, not just Congress, not just Senate. It will transform America. Let's do it. Let's elect them. Thank you. Thank you, Bar Harbor.
Don't you know her? Talking about a revolution sounds. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution sounds. Poor people gonna rise up.
life's blood shall run. There can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever.